Hello everyone, my name is Marty and welcome to my channel. Today I am participating in the Every Bit Counts challenge for the month of August, hosted by Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead. Now we're on the tail end of the month. We only have a few days left to go, and I'm finishing up a few projects that I wanted to do. A little bit of canning, a bit of drying, and collecting some berries that ripen during the month of August. I'm very excited to get these few projects finished so that I can go on to some other different ones. So if you would like to join me in my kitchen, I'll show you what I've been up to. Morden cucumber pickles. I know, Stevie, you're always excited when I do a new project. All I do now is sprinkle on a 1/3 cup of the pickling salt. I'm just going to divide it between these two containers. I didn't have a bowl big enough to put all of them in for this recipe. So very icy cold water or water with ice cubes in it. Keep it in a cool place for 2 hours. Place a plate or a bowl on top to help submerge the cucumbers into the water. And if need be, you could fill like a bag with ice or water on top, and that would weight it down even more to make sure they stay in the water for the 2 hours. I drained the water off the cucumber spears. I've rinsed them off again. I have them soaking in water for a little bit, and I'm going to drain that off as well. And I just have the second container to do the same thing, and I have everything ready. Today I'm making a single recipe of vegetable dill pickles from my Bernardin preserving book. I'm just starting to add in the liquid ingredients for the brine. And I need to put in 4 cups of the pickling vinegar. So there's 4. 1 cup of water. In this recipe, you could add in sweet red pepper or green pepper, about 1/2 cup. I'm not doing that, so that means I can eliminate a step. Plus, there is also, if you would like, optional jalapeno pepper in here. So you would have took those 2 ingredients separately, kind of mixed them up and added them in. I am not doing that, so I do not need to divide some of these ingredients. So I'm adding in 1.5 cups of sugar, the full amount of the dill, seeds, which is 2 tablespoons, and the full amount of the mustard seeds, 2 tablespoons. Give it a stir. Bring it up to boil, and then drop it down to boil over a medium-high heat until the sugar dissolves. So I have reduced the heat, and I am going to boil gently for 5 minutes until the sugar crystals have dissolved. It's time to add in the cucumber spears and bring up to a boil, and then you remove them. I'm just going to give this a little stir off camera. Well, this pot had just started to boil, and I submerged the spears that needed to have liquid on them. I shut off the burner and I removed it from the heat. I have some fresh garlic cloves here. I'm going to mince them up or chop them up to put in the jars. So I have the jars all filled up, and I'm just going to add a little bit of the garlic. As I said, I didn't mix this in with the pepper or the other ingredient that you needed to mix it in with, because I am a little bit more sensitive to peppers now. So I left that out because I do like to enjoy my dill pickles. Ha! Totally missed that jar. So I'm just going to continue chopping these up before I ladle in the liquid. So I have removed one jar. I have a tray sitting here ready, lined. And what I do is I take my non-metallic utensil and use it to place the spears in here. And when I have all the jars filled, then I will continue with the liquid. So I'm going to give this a little stir. Get all the seeds kind of balanced in there, and you're supposed to fill them up to within ½ an inch headspace. Okay, and I'm going to stop there and do the rest off camera. I have them all topped up within ½ inch headspace, and I will go through, debubble real quick. There we go. And give them a wipe. Come back with a bit of vinegar on this cloth. Just to wipe that sugary, salty syrup off. This to make a clean surface for the rings to attach. I've just put them in the canner, putting the lid on, and I'm timing it for 10 minutes plus 5 more minutes for my elevation. I use pint jars, and that's what is required. When it bring it up to a boil, I'll hold it at the boil for that amount of time. When it's done at 15 minutes, I will turn the heat off. I'll let it sit for 5 minutes before removing the jars from the canner. I am very happy the way these have turned out. I'm sure they're going to taste wonderful in a few weeks from now with a taste test. These are my first batch of cucumber made into pickles, and this is the Morden early cucumbers. So it's a very special day for me, and more special a few weeks from now when the family gets to taste test these. That load was finished, so I put the dried comfrey in there, and I started another one. This is dry as well, so I have another 4 trays to go in there. I left the flowers in. They probably didn't need the other 8 hours, but they definitely needed the finishing of the, like another 4 hours. I find these ones, because of the heads on them, they take upwards of 12 hours. So I just do a double lot. 12 hours, so the comfrey took 6, and I reloaded it, so 6 and 6. So I get sorry, I have gardening hands right now. I can run 2 6-hour tray lots through, in and out, dried, packaged in there, to one of these. So I kind of get, you know, a better usage of hydro. 5 more trays into the dehydrator. The calendula, mullein, chamomile, and mullein leaves. Crumbled the other lot underneath, and I just kind of loosely crumbled this. in this repurposed coffee can. Have it labeled. It will be powdered for fertilizers so that I can use that in my gardens all next spring and summer. So I have 4 1-cup bags of fresh elderberries and a little 1/3 cup bag of fresh elderberries. And this is a 1/2 cup of dried elderberries. That's going to go in this Ziploc bag and into the freezer. Well, thank you for joining me in the kitchen today. I hope you found it interesting, and if you have, hit like and subscribe, and it would really help my channel grow if you also hit share so that your friends can check out my channel as well. So with only a few more days left in this Every Bit Counts challenge, I am trying to think of some projects that I can do a little earlier than I typically do, and I'll show you that in my next video. Take care, everyone.